Okay, what if I told you that every single moment you are awake, well, your brain is slowly, methodically poisoning itself? Yeah, the very act of thinking, feeling, and experiencing the world generates a constant stream of toxic metabolic waste. And this isn't a metaphor. It's a biological reality. Groundbreaking research has uncovered a hidden nightly cleaning process, and this process, it's absolutely critical for your long-term health. But when this system fails, wow, the consequences are devastating. So I'm going to reveal the astonishing science behind your brain's own private sanitation crew. And more importantly, I'm going to show you how you can optimize this process starting tonight. So stay with me, because what you're about to learn could fundamentally change how you view sleep forever. Okay, imagine a city like New York or Tokyo, right? It's alive, bustling with activity 24/7. You have millions of people working, consuming, and living. Now think about the amount of trash that city produces every single day. I mean, tons and tons of it. Your brain is that city. Yeah. It contains approximately 86 billion citizens, your neurons, and they are the most metabolically active cells in your entire body. So while you're working, learning, or even just watching this video, your neurons are firing billions of times, consuming a tremendous amount of energy. And just like in a city, you guessed it, this intense activity produces waste. This isn't household garbage, of course. No, it's a collection of leftover proteins and metabolic byproducts. And for a long time, scientists understood this happened, but the full picture of the consequences wasn't entirely clear. We now know that among this waste are two particularly dangerous villains, two proteins you may have heard of. They're called beta-amyloid and tau. So when left to accumulate, these beta-amyloid proteins, they clump together to form sticky plaques between your neurons. Right, think of them as microscopic roadblocks disrupting the critical lines of communication. And tau proteins, on the other hand, they're supposed to be part of the internal support structure of a neuron. But when they become dysfunctional, they detach and tangle up inside the cell. And this causes the neuron's internal transport system to just collapse. The result is neuronal death. And the accumulation of these two proteins is the hallmark pathology of Alzheimer's disease. So the critical question becomes, if our brains are constantly producing this toxic trash, well, what prevents it from overwhelming us? For a city, the answer is a sanitation department, right? The garbage trucks that work through the night. For centuries, the brain was a mystery in this regard. I mean, it doesn't have a conventional lymphatic system like the rest of your body to drain away waste. So how does it take out the trash? Excitedly. Well, the answer was one of the most incredible neuroscientific discoveries of the 21st century. So in 2012, a team of researchers led by Dr. Micah Nedergaard at the University of Rochester made a landmark discovery. Using advanced imaging techniques on the brains of living mice, they observed something no one had ever seen before. Curious, what was it? It was a hidden, high-speed plumbing system that kicks into gear specifically during sleep. They named it the Glymphatic system. That's Glymphatic. The G is for glia. This is a type of brain cell that we'll talk about in a moment. And lymphatic because it functions just like the body's waste-clearing lymphatic system. So here's how this incredible brainwash works. Your brain is bathed in a clear liquid called cerebrospinal fluid, or CSF. And what Dr. Nedergaard's team discovered is that during sleep, wow, there's a massive change in the physical structure of your brain. The space between your brain cells, it's known as the interstitial space, it actually expands by up to 60%. This expansion, it opens up the floodgates. So clean CSF, which flows along the outside of arteries, is then powerfully flushed into the brain tissue itself. It percolates through this newly expanded space, washing between your neurons, collecting the metabolic waste, the beta-amyloid, the tau, and all the other junk that accumulated during the day. This now toxic fluid is then channeled towards vessels that run alongside the veins, and from there, it's efficiently flushed out of the brain to be disposed of by the body. It's a power washing system. I mean, a cerebral dishwasher, and it's a process that is about 10 times more active when you are asleep than when you are awake. And remember the G in glymphatic? The discovery was even more elegant. Yeah, it turns out that a specific type of brain cell called a glial cell, specifically astrocytes, form the conduits and channels for this entire system. They wrap their little feet around the blood vessels, creating the plumbing network that makes this whole process possible. It was just a beautiful solution to a century-old puzzle. So what is the magic switch that turns this system on? The answer is not just sleep. No, it's a very specific kind of sleep. Deep, non-REM, slow-wave sleep. This discovery connects two huge areas of biology. Okay, firstly, the physical structure of the brain, and secondly, the electrical state of the brain. During your waking hours, your brain is flooded with a neurotransmitter called norepinephrine. Right, it's part of your fight-or-flight system. It keeps you alert, focused, and ready for action. These high levels of norepinephrine keep your brain cells plump and the space between them tight, so not much fluid can get through. But as you transition into deep sleep, the area of your brainstem that produces norepinephrine, the locus coeruleus, it goes almost completely silent. Yeah, your norepinephrine levels plummet. This is the signal. This allows your brain cells to physically shrink, opening up that crucial space for the CSF to begin its cleansing flood. But it gets even better. It's not just a passive flow. Recent research from Washington University revealed that the very electrical activity of deep sleep drives the process. Okay, during slow-wave sleep, huge populations of your neurons begin to fire in a synchronized, rhythmic slow wave. And these powerful, coordinated electrical waves act like a piston, a miniature pump, actively pushing and pulling the CSF through the dense tissue of your brain. So you have two things happening in perfect harmony. The plumbing opens up chemically, and the pump is turned on electrically. This is why deep sleep is not a luxury. No, it is a non-negotiable core biological function for maintaining a clean and healthy brain. This is truly incredible science, isn't it? If you're finding this information as critical and fascinating as I do, and you want to learn more evidence-based strategies to optimize your health, please take just 1 second to hit that like button. And if you haven't already, I'd be honored if you'd subscribe and turn on all notifications. It's a small click for you, but it is a massive signal that helps our work reach more people. So thank you so much for that. Now, let's get to what happens when this system breaks down. So what happens if you don't get enough of that deep restorative sleep? Well, the cleanup crew essentially goes on strike. The garbage trucks never leave the depot, and the trash from yesterday is still there when the new trash from today starts piling up. Seriously, this isn't a theoretical risk, it's been measured. A stunning study published in the journal PNAS took healthy individuals and measured the beta-amyloid in their brains using a PET scan. Okay, then they had them go through a single night of sleep deprivation, just one night. The next day, they scanned their brains again. The result? A statistically significant increase in beta-amyloid protein in regions of the brain like the hippocampus. This is critical for memory and one of the first areas affected by Alzheimer's disease. So after just one night without sleep, the brain was measurably more toxic. Now imagine this happening not just for one night, but for weeks, months, or years. This is the reality for millions of people who chronically undersleep or have poor quality sleep due to stress, lifestyle, or conditions like sleep apnea. This creates a terrifying vicious cycle. The accumulation of these toxic proteins, particularly in the brainstem areas that regulate sleep, it can itself disrupt your ability to get deep sleep. So poor sleep leads to toxin buildup, and toxin buildup leads to even worse sleep. This downward spiral is now believed to be a major contributing factor, not the only one, but a major one, in the development of neurodegenerative diseases. This isn't just about feeling groggy or needing an extra cup of coffee. No, this is about the long-term structural integrity of your mind. Every night of quality sleep is a powerful act of self-preservation. The good news in all of this is that this is not entirely out of your control. By understanding the mechanism, we can take direct, evidence-based steps to enhance our glymphatic function. And this isn't about sleep hacking or anything. It's about aligning our behavior with our biology. Here are 4 of the most powerful strategies. First, consistency is king. Yeah, your brain thrives on rhythm, so going to bed and waking up at the same time, even on weekends, stabilizes your circadian rhythm and helps your brain fall into deep sleep more efficiently. It's really the single most powerful lever you can pull. Second, and this may surprise you, your sleep position matters. Research on animals suggests that the glymphatic system functions most efficiently when we sleep on our side compared to our back or stomach. The right lateral position seems to be particularly effective, and while more human research is needed, the theory is that this position optimizes the flow and drainage pathways due to gravity and the physical structure of our neck and head. So it's a simple change that could have a real impact. Third, move your body during the day. Regular exercise has been proven to increase the efficiency of your glymphatic system during the subsequent night's sleep. And you don't have to become a marathon runner. Even a brisk 30-minute walk each day can lead to more robust and restorative slow-wave sleep. Fourth, be mindful of what you consume before bed. Okay, alcohol is a notorious enemy of deep sleep. And while it might make you feel drowsy and help you fall asleep faster, it severely fragments sleep in the second half of the night and dramatically suppresses slow-wave sleep. You might be unconscious for 8 hours, but your brain never gets the chance to run its deep cleaning cycle. By implementing these strategies, you are not just trying to get more sleep, you are actively participating in the vital maintenance of your own brain. You're ensuring the sanitation crew has the time and the ideal conditions to do its critical work. So, to bring it all together, your brain produces toxic waste simply by being awake. A magnificent, recently discovered system called the glymphatic system power washes this waste away every single night. But it can only do its job effectively during deep, slow-wave sleep. Failing to get that quality sleep allows these poisons to accumulate. This creates a vicious cycle that significantly increases the risk for some of the most feared diseases of aging. I'm incredibly curious to hear your thoughts. After learning about this vital cleaning cycle, what is the one single change you are most motivated to make to improve your sleep quality? Please share it in the comments below. I really do read every one and find them incredibly insightful. Thank you for investing your precious time with me today. Understanding and respecting your own biology is, well, it's the ultimate form of self-care. Sleep well.